Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a recipe for potato soup. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it and tell you guys what and how to make this soup in your crock pot. So these are the ingredients that I used: potatoes, garlic, salt and pepper, bacon, sharp cheddar cheese, an onion, and I did not use the flour in the milk. Instead, I used cornstarch and water. So just keep that in mind for when we get to that step. And the last two recipes that I used was thyme and chicken bouillon cubes. So the first step is cooking the bacon. I am using cooking scissors and I'm cutting them in like little bite-sized pieces. So they're not like in big strips when you put them in your soup. And then right after that, you just fry them in your skillet until they get crispy and done. Okay, so while the bacon is finishing up, I'm just going to go ahead and cut up half of the onion. I'm just going to dice it and then get that all cut up nice and small for the soup as well. Alright, so now once they are all diced up, I just put them in there with the bacon, and I do not drain the bacon grease, but that is optional. You can drain it out or whatever you prefer. And then I just cook them for a minute until they get soft and done. Alright, and once the onions are all cooked, I add 3 cloves of garlic. You can use fresh garlic or you can use the kind that's in the refrigerator like I have. And then I just mix that around real good. So I did end up putting the rest of the bacon grease in the crock pot. Again, this is optional. I just like the extra bacon flavor. But for some reason this bacon that I used did not give me as much grease as normal, so I didn't have that much anyway. And then I went ahead and added my potatoes that I diced and peeled. And I should have said this in the beginning, but probably the first step that you should do is peel and dice your potatoes and let them sit in cold water while you're cooking the bacon so they don't brown, and it'll just make it easier for when you get to this process. The next step is adding the bouillon cubes. Now this is also optional. You can go a different route and you can do chicken broth if you didn't want to do the bouillon cubes, but I always have them on hand, so that's what I use. It's the same thing, it's just a little bit more work. So I put 5 of them in the soup. And I know you don't see this, but I also put 3 cups of water in with the cubes. So then I just mix it all together and I add the bacon and onions to the soup, and I just let it cook on high for 4 hours. About 30 minutes before the food is done, I just take 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and a half of cup of cold milk, and then stir it together, make sure it's all mixed up really well and not clumpy, and then I put it in the soup, and that makes it a soup and not just runny. Okay, and here's the soup all finished and ready to be eaten. So enjoy.